Beg your pardon? Meredith, who is this coarse person with the foreign accent?
All right, here goes. Welcome, Sylvia, and welcome everyone else to the Talking Ass, a very strange cultural, biblical crossover. They say, the kids, they say crossover, don't they, Sylvia?
They say hybrid.
Hybrid.
No, I say hybrid. Let's not lie.
Hybrid is what like a 55-year-old dad says when he's trying to talk about a modern, innovative invention when he's angry about how hybrid cars are being forced on us. The government is forcing us all to go hybrid.
If they could force me to go hybrid at a lower price, I'd be greatly grateful.
Yeah, well, we're going to touch on the environment here today a little bit. Therefore, we can start with that. I think it's absolutely idiotic that our political lobbies and governments think that we don't know. The simple fact is that the most environmentally friendly car you can drive is the one you're already driving. Like buying a new electric vehicle, whatever they want everyone's car to be electric. If you buy a new one, like it has like coltan or cobalt or some shit that's dug up by slaves in the Congo and then shipped to China to be processed, and then those parts are shipped to somewhere else to be assembled, and then they're put on another ship to be brought to you so that you can go to your kid's stupid soccer practice on time with your electric vehicle that sounds like a vacuum cleaner or Hoover. I think that isn't environmentally friendly. What do you think, Sylvia?
So let's break this down. Are you saying that, like, what's the cobalt situation? Where is that in the?
let's not break down too. Let's not break down too much.
I think obviously it is better to have an electric than to use gas. I'm not American. Petrol.
Yeah, no, but electricity doesn't actually get generated in the wall of your house. Electricity has to be generated by something else, by either nuclear, which is the cleanest until there's an accident, or it's a bunch of other fossil shit that goes into generating the stuff that comes out of your wall, you know?
Respectfully, Daniel, you don't know cars. There are self-charging, literally hybrid self-charging cars that put a little bit of petrol in and the rest it just recharges itself, so you don't even plug it in. I don't think it's that bad.
We can agree on that. I don't know cars, but I do know something about cobalt because I am violently allergic to it. Did you know that?
Oh, what a shame.
Which is really annoying because guess where you find it? You find it often in guitar strings and golf grips, the grips of golf clubs.
Oh no.
So those are some hobbies that I'm into. Yeah.
Yes, you dabble with. Can we just refer to that golf series that's awful called Hawk?
Oh, that was, what was that shit? The new Will Ferrell. For anyone who hasn't seen it, don't. Somehow they claim that it's #1 on Netflix for last week, but I think every news show gets to claim that because if someone looks into it, oh, we meant #1 in the southern Philippines on this specific time of night. Like, it can't be #1 in anything. It was the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen.
And it had, you said about Owen Wilson, who I love, having like a basically the same series on Apple.
I know, sorry to interrupt you all the time, but yes, this is a passion project for me. Remember, this is a podcast that reviewed Happy Gilmore 2, not even Happy Gilmore 1. So silly comedies about golf is not exactly something we're against on this program. But on Apple, there was already a very questionable whether it was necessary or additive to the genre series that was still pleasant and pretty good, called Stick, with Owen Wilson and Mark Maron, and then a bunch of other people whose names I don't know. That was okay and actually pretty sweet at times. Not funny ever, but pretty sweet at times. Genuine, sort of heartfelt. That's what Apple does, very heartfelt, like Ted Lasso. And this is a literal copy of the Will Ferrell one called Hawk on Netflix. It's a literal copy of the same plot, but just awfully executed. Like, just
And
screaming B movie at you at all
the
times.
reviews have said that like the comfort is in the fact that it's like old school Will Ferrell jokes, but they do come across just like pretty old fashioned, out of date, not appropriate,
Yep.
not funny.
Yeah. No good. Yes, that's excellent. Another big piece of news on not Will Ferrell related, related to old things that used to be funny, related to me. Today is a very special day. It's Tuesday. I know it's Tuesday at 9 p.m., but the 4th of August would be a good guess. Yeah. 4th of August, and when this is released will be tomorrow, Wednesday. Tuesday of this week, today, was the first day in over 20 years. I'm 36 now. I think I started abusing my body with all kinds of poisons, nicotine, alcohol, all of that.
That's all really, nothing worse than that.
No processed food, absolute garbage. And today was the first day I quit nicotine, not quite cold turkey, but almost cold turkey, a week or so back. And I've been without nicotine completely, without even the traces of it in my blood. Today, you could fairly say that it's not even in my blood anymore. And I also forgot to drink coffee today. I was busy having a day off with my son, doing all kinds of sports and playgrounds and stuff like that. So I forgot to drink coffee. Therefore, no caffeine entered the body either. And I haven't had alcohol in several weeks since a friend's wedding, where I had maybe like 3 drinks. So, very special day. Over 20 years of abuse. And today, I decided to grow the fuck up.
Congrats, man.
I'm not a hero for it or anything. It was just a thought that entered about 10 seconds ago into my brain.
You haven't seemed too much of an asshole either, to be honest, which is usually what happens. You've not been your worst self.
You're lying for the cameras. That's not true at all. I've been pretty bad. I think today. Today. I'm gritting my teeth as we speak. Withdrawal symptoms from nicotine are serious and they last for a long time. I'm learning now. So basically, I was a smoker for a very short amount of time of my life. Mostly, I've been a smokeless tobacco user. Swedish snus or just nicotine pouches. And I've been gritting my teeth for a week. I haven't given in to temptation, but it is serious. They're not psychosomatic symptoms. These are physical withdrawal symptoms because I don't want to put anything in my mouth. That's what she said. And that's what he said. Yeah. Yeah. That's what Monica Lewinsky said.
All right. She's a man, dude.
That's what that Republican anti-gay guy said when he got caught being gay in an airport.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Thank you.
But he wanted to put things in his mouth. So.
Well, yeah, don't blame him. Go for what you want.
Yeah.
Do what you need.
So anyway, whoopee me. And hey, speaking of substances entering my body, click the link in the description for buymeacoffee.com/thetalkingass, where you can send your pennies up the internet and shove some more poison into my now poison-starved body. Thank you very much. I finally posted Sylvia's lightning videos that were promised weeks ago.
Did you get a huge response?
There's a reason for the timing. I haven't looked at the stats, but I imagine the response would be like, why is this guy normally it's a talking head, like ranting about Hezbollah or something, and now there's just a random piece of lightning with a Slayer song in the background. Anyway, I don't care about that. The reason we did that is that, unbelievably, today was a special day for another reason. And this is going to sound insane to our international listeners, but it was cloudy. There were clouds in the sky today in Britain, and it even rained for about 6 minutes.
Yeah, Matt did it.
Yeah, I was in
I
the
saw
rain. I
clouds
felt
and I thought, ooh, you look dark. That's nice. Come on, bring some rain, but it never did. Oh, nice.
no, I there was a little tiny bit of rain. I was on the golf course, and it wasn't even enough to like cover the golf ball in dew. Anyway,
Well, damn.
point point being, in this country, it has been no respite, just hot for over a month now. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like it has been just relentless heat wave, just like sunscreen and ball sweat, like in your face
Ew,
all day,
not in
every
my
day.
face. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, in my face. Yeah.
Have you noticed? I haven't noticed, but I will now because they're a pain in the ass. But there's been a lack of wasps because of the heat, and that's resulted in an increase in flies because of this
Hmm.
heat. For
Yeah.
sure.
So what do wasps eat flies or
Apparently so. I
flies? I
know.
know that they come out in severe heat. Like the desert
Well,
is,
yeah,
it's
of course they
just
do anyway, don't they?
flies. Just
Um,
flies in every orifice. Yeah.
if you don't want the sun, on the 12th of August, there's an actual solar eclipse where the sun is covered by the moon. So in
Yeah.
England.
That's cool. We can always trust Sylvia to bring us the actual astronomy updates. Like often you bring astrology nonsense, but this is actual solar stellar news. Stellar news. Hey. See what I did there? Hey, do you want to hear some stats
Mm.
about the heat wave? Like it's not just
Yeah, go
us,
on.
and we're not making this up. Okay, you want to start with a fun bit? Deaths and excess
Oh.
mortality. Okay, the European early to mid summer 2026 heat waves are among the most severe on record. Okay, we know that, but it's also in North America. It's also in Asia. Like the planet seems to be on fire. There are some like the lowest estimates are 1,300 excess deaths in Europe, but there are some that are up to 15,000 people have died due to the heat already. So the truth is probably somewhere in between those top and bottom figures. When it comes to countries, Spain and France, and obviously on top, nobody in Europe has air conditioning, which is just awful. Like when real heat like this lasts for a month, the fact that where we live, there's no infrastructure for either. There's snow and ice every single year, yet there's no plan for either. And there is heat nowadays, at least, heat waves every year, and there's no infrastructure or plan for them. So no wonder people die in Europe.
They died a lot in Paris last year. Not last year, but last heat wave. I don't know what it is about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because you compare to North America with air conditioning, the heat related deaths, they're saying 44. So it's a little different, you know. I guess air conditioning might have a effect on this.
Why does Finland have air conditioning? Because that's a bit pathetic.
Because Finnish people are rich and comfortable. So
Yeah, it's
why
all about
not?
being comfortable.
If it solves a problem, if it solves a problem for
It's
2
like,
weeks of the year, it's
is
worth
there a
getting in your
need?
house.
No. Okay, we'll get it just in case.
All right. Temperatures records broken this year, and I don't call me some kind of greeny weenie, you know. I ain't no. I do love whales, but
Call you
I'm
that
not
all the
out there.
time.
I'm not out there like with some kind of Hamas flag trying to save one. See, that's a joke about how the Green Party has gone all extremist rather than caring about the whales. Anyway, here's some national temperature records broken. Germany, 41.8 degrees Celsius. Poland, all-time high, 40.5 degrees. Czech Republic,
Oh,
Denmark, Switzerland, France, Slovakia, Hungary, Sicily in Italy, Austria, Belgium. Some of these are regional records, you know, but still, all these places are places where all-time records have been recorded. North America, Atlantic City, Salt Lake City, Montana, Rocky Mountains. South Korea, 42.5 degrees Celsius,
what was
all-time
the
record.
America one then? Record.
These are in Fahrenheit. 106, 109, 150. So Montana had 115 degrees Fahrenheit
What
recorded.
does that mean in Celsius?
Well, here we go Googling. We might edit
Because I
this
won't
out.
be working that out.
Yeah. But luckily you only have to write into Google, you only have to write 115 space F, and the first suggestion is Fahrenheit to Celsius.
Nice.
46.1 degrees Celsius. So that's in Montana, in a cold state in the mountains and shit. Yeah. I don't know. The power grids are strained. The transport is disrupted. It's
May I ask,
it's pretty bad. Yeah.
doesn't Montana have like deserty bits though, like western sort of plains? No?
Yeah.
I'm just
Yes.
thinking of Miley Cyrus here.
Yes.
Obviously.
The plains. Yeah. Which is a really good segue to our next segment, which we haven't had in a long time. You know what we haven't had in a long time?
Island Corner. Pottery
Yay.
Corner.
And or Plains Indian Corner, Native American Corner. I think all of those will be covered in this one. But before then, feedback. I only wanted to read one feedback here. The summer has been pretty quiet on the feedback front, actually, and not a lot of people have bothered to. Yeah. talkinghouspodcast@gmail.com.
Go on then.
Here. This one's from a Frenchman called Benoit. Okay? He's written in before. Can I do this in a French accent?
If you want to, but they can say so French is fine. Don't have to go French.
I listened to your special program on a long drive back. No, I'm going Yiddish, haven't I?
They do not talk like this. They talk. I am French, Francois. I listen to your French.
I listen to
feedback.
Okay,
No list.
I'm going English. I listened to your special program on a long drive back home. Well, I hope it's all the way home, you dirty immigrant. With a random discussion about golfers, improbable peace agreements, and lightning strikes, among other things. That's an AI-generated paragraph to begin with. Benoit, I see you.
It's a nice summary.
No. Actually, this is human-generated. No, I read the whole thing. All right, here we go. Yes, your car is a Faraday cage, which is something we mentioned.
Yeah.
But the rubber tires have nothing to do with it. Electricity, like water, and most humans, always chooses the path of least resistance. I choose the path of least resistance movements, like the Green Party or Hamas.
Nice.
Anyway. In this case, why go through the roof, air, your body, etc. before reaching ground when there is a nice continuous metallic surface available? I see. The rubber tires do not affect this at all. It's a fine protection for your everyday 240 volts, but rubber easily becomes a conductor when hit with at least 300 million volts. The lightning could also jump in the air from the rims to the ground. Actually, your tires will probably be the only victims if your car gets a direct hit. With the heat, there's a strong possibility that they explode.
Wow. I mean, wow.
That is like
so cool.
That's not email of the week. That's like email of the summer. I mean, I know some other people have sent a couple of good feedbacks, but that's actual science right at us, you know?
Well, the email was lovely, but the real star in this scenario is lightning, isn't it? It's amazing. It's like magic. It's like magic on Earth.
Okay.
It's not funny.
All right,
it's not
Benoit.
funny. Thank you, Benoit, for blowing my mind.
All right, Benoit. Sylvia, that don't impress me much. She thinks lightning is still more impressive than you. All right, fair enough. Okay.
No, that was lovely. He enlightened me, me with it. I appreciate him.
Okay. So, for our weekly Torah portion and a bit of learning here about things that most of you will not know anything about, here's a Wikipedia rabbit hole I went on. Okay? Now, Sylvia and others, if I said there is a place called Coeur d'Alene. Where in the world do you think such a place would be?
The heart of goodness. No, I don't know.
Yeah, heart of something. Coeur d'Alene. Well, where in the world? What does it sound like? What country?
France.
Yeah, exactly. Or some French territory.
Yeah, man.
Well, historically, the French have something to do with this, but actually, what if I pronounced it Coeur d'Alene instead?
Oh, then it's Montana in the vibe.
Yeah, now it. Oh, really close. Well done. Really close. It's in Idaho. Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene.
And it looks like the most lovely lakeside town with like a couple of resort hotels and some golf courses and like just small town out there in the mountains, Idaho. It's beautiful. Fresh water, probably poisoned. Actually, I know it has been. I hope it. I remember to mention that in this little history I'm about to tell you, but it's definitely been mining has poisoned the lands and the waters in this region. But still, beautiful place. Coeur d'Alene. It is a town in Idaho, small town, but it's named after the interior Salish Native American tribe. And their name for themselves is Sichumsh or something like that. That means those who were found here. As in the people who live here. Because that's what most tribes call. Yeah, no, those who were found here. As in
we are who we are.
Yeah, exactly. Most tribes, their name for themselves just means the fucking people that we are, you know?
Yeah.
The people who live here between the mountain and the lake or whatever, yeah. So there's archaeological evidence at least that they've been around for at least 10,000 years in the inland northwest, centered on what is now northern Idaho, eastern Washington, and western Montana. So the Coeur d'Alene, the nearest, actually with Montana, you're more correct than Idaho, because those lines are obviously drawn by the white man later, but actually the nearest like town that anyone would have heard of in the wider world is Spokane in Washington. So you're actually closer to Washington State and also like Montana. So it's Montana and Washington are also correct.
Wow.
They had traditional territory roughly 4 to 5 million acres that focused on Lake Coeur d'Alene and its tributaries, the Coeur d'Alene and St. Joe rivers and nearby waters. Lived as hunter-gatherers and fishers. We all know this until blah blah genocide, disease. They maintained trade networks with obviously all the empires, the French, the Americans, even the Spaniards, probably. Whatever, I'm just throwing that in there. But in the late 1700s, they adopted horses, and then French fur traders. So these are, French, basically what then became French Canadians. Hardy Frenchies in the woods doing logging and trading in furs, right?
Revenant vibes.
They named them Coeur d'Alene, heart of an awl, and then obviously in American English it became Coeur d'Alene. Right?
Coeur d'Alene.
And an awl, heart of an awl is a pointed leather working tool.
Huh.
Now, obviously, we don't have to go into what happened to them. All their land was stolen, treaties were signed with them that were lies, and diseases and epidemics, smallpox and others, killed them all. Right. Okay? We don't need that's what happened to all of them. All the Native Americans, pretty much.
Well.
Nowadays,
they still have a voice, everyone. They're still there.
Yeah.
They're survivors of a bleak situation that went on for far too long.
And every reservation that was given to them, every contract that was signed with them, everything was broken bit by bit by bit until nowadays the tribe's lands were finally reduced by executive order under President Ulysses S. Grant, who wasn't an entirely bad guy. He has some good stuff he did for Indians too. I don't know. I've read. So nowadays, the modern reservation covers about 345,000 acres south of the city of Coeur d'Alene. Right? Now, the lake is named after the same people. There's a lake there. Okay. Why are we calling this island corner? It doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Well, this island hits every single funny button. It hits the clitoris of this podcast right
Daniel. It hits the prostate. It hits the prostate.
Exactly, of the talking ass is right there. Because the island is actually a floating green on the Coeur Resort golf course.
Oh,
right?
Is it floating?
So we're in Idaho. We've been in Idaho with our first political candidate was from Idaho, right, on the show. We like golf on the show, and we like Native American stories.
How did he get on with his boat?
Wait, and we like really weird linguistics. So this has everything. How did he get on with his vote, with his election? Well, I don't think he had any chance. His budget was like a 20th of the other guy, the establishment guy.
That's a shame, you know.
Yeah, that happens.
But
anyway,
keep fighting your fight.
Yeah. The island floating green is the signature feature of the Coeur d'Alene Resort Golf Course on the lake's north shore. It's the world's first and only floating movable island golf green, because you can move it as well. Right?
Oh my God.
It is the par 3 14th hole. It was inspired by the sight of a tugboat towing logs, and it was conceived by the resort founders Dwayne Hagedorn and Jerry Jager. Well, those are some white people in Montana, if I've ever heard of. The first ball was struck on it in 1991. It's a 15,000 square foot, 2,200 ton platform of concrete cells and styrofoam base with bunkers, 3 trees, and flower beds. It's repositioned daily via an underwater cable system. The yardages of the hole typically range from 90 yards all the way to 220 yards for a championship. But hitting a 220-yard golf shot into a floating island green is a wildly difficult thing to do. Wow. Yeah. Most often they play it around 140 to 170 yards. And then the golfers reach the island by electric shuttle boat called Butter. Called putter,
what?
Obviously. And balls that miss are retrieved by divers, and tens of thousands of them are retrieved per season. So it's a very it's an iconic engineering and golfing landmark, actually, and it seems to be very popular. You know, if it's played tens of thousands.
Not like an international competition popular.
No, I've never heard of any serious competition been played on the course, but a resort course, you know, a holiday course, like you pay for a spa and golf hotel and lakeside holiday, that kind of thing. Yeah, I could partial look up what Coeur d'Alene looks like, and I think we can all be partial for a holiday in this heat wave by that lake. Now I promised to incorporate a little bit about the chemical thing, because the reason I heard about this is I was looking into Superfund sites.
That's what I was wondering, how you came across this little nugget.
So I was looking into Superfund sites, and there was the Bunker Hill Mining and Metallurgical Complex Superfund site, or also called the Coeur. I'm trying to pronounce it French, but they call it Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene Basin Superfund site is one of the largest and most complex Superfund site in the United States. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, a Superfund site is when they try to fix awful contamination of nature caused by mining and other factory activity. Yeah. They started mining there in the mid-1880s, like right in the middle of also fucking over this tribe, all right? Both are starting at the same time.
1980s.
1880s, right? And obviously the tribes have been fucked with since the Spanish and the Russian empires and the French and the British empires found the continent. But I'm saying right then when we were talking about fuckery around the size of the reservation and all those contracts being broken, right then they also start mining.
Mining for what?
Mining for one of the world's largest silver, lead, and zinc
Oh.
producers was this Silver Valley district where that this is part of, right? And for decades, companies discharged tens of millions of tons of metal-contaminated tailings and waste rock directly into rivers and streams. So that is 60 to 75 million tons of tailings dumped into waterways from the 1880s until river disposal largely ended around 1968. So that's for almost 100 years. Then there's mine waste water, 2.4 billion pounds of lead. Do you understand that a few grams of it will kill you? Constant exposure for like a week to just minute amounts makes you fucking retarded and can make your children so as well. So like 2.4 billion pounds of lead into the rivers and lakes. Oh my god. Makes me want to go there on holiday a little bit less actually, but
yeah, exactly. Very Erin Brockovich guy.
Yeah. The 1973 bag house fire at the smelter triggered one of the worst childhood lead poisoning episodes in U.S. history.
Oh.
In 1974 testing, nearly all children living within a mile of the smelter had dangerously high blood lead levels. You know, that like makes them developmentally unable to like become human beings.
Yeah.
Like they lowers their IQ and makes people stupid and then eventually makes people dead. Lead makes people dead. Think about it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't even want to read everything that has happened, but basically the tribe has litigated successfully. Now we're talking about the tribe. Obviously everyone in the region got messed up by this, but we're maybe most interested in this weirdly named the heart of the all or whatever, all or whatever the hell they're called. Yeah. They've litigated successfully, getting ownership of the southern portion of the lake itself and the submerged lands under it. Anyway, blood lead levels, like, there's still environment and wildlife massively toxic to this day. Massively contaminated. The people, so depressing, right?
Yeah.
And then the mines are closed, and obviously then everyone also lost their jobs, and they became like these abandoned mining towns with a bunch of alcoholism and God knows what kind of drug problems as well over in that area. But Coeur d'Alene itself has tourism, so there's some revenue coming in. Yeah. I don't even want to read every detail of this pollution. You can look it up on your own time, but like, yeah. Bad stuff. Anyway, that was Coeur d'Alene, including an island corner in Coeur d'Alene Lake Coeur d'Alene, with a world famous island green. So there goes Golf Corner as well.
There you are. It's a few buttons there. It does.
Was that interesting to you, Sylvia? Or...
It was. Yeah.
Good.
I was thinking also, like, they're doing a lot of oyster farms, aren't they, to clean up the ocean a bit? Like loads of oysters. They just chomp up all of the bad shit, which is good.
Yeah, you're not meant to eat raw, like oysters, and then like the tamale, which is lobster and crab butter, like the contents of their heads that you can like spread on a lovely piece of bread while you're eating lobster or crab. You can like dig out some of the butter, which is just like head content. You're not like, that stuff apparently sucks up a lot of pollution just like oysters, and you shouldn't be eating that shit.
No, but they're putting them in essentially for environment, not for feeding people.
All right. Well, Sylvia, you had some quick-fire public service announcements for the end.
At the moment, I am dealing with making lemons in my pottery, which is really nice, really satisfying. 3D lemons, and then I was gonna say, in terms of some like film corner, we've got Moana out like now, live action. That should be good. Although The Rock has weird hair, says a lot of 7-year-olds I know. And then in September, you've got Practical Magic, which is number 2, which will be great. Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman. Wow. And then there's a not film, but a show, a David Bowie immersive experience, which sounds really good. And then the last thing I was going to say is that they made a theatre version of Train Spotting, and unfortunately, it's not working out well, and they're refunding everyone because not many people have wanted to go, probably because it's just very, very miserable.
Well,
yeah, that's all.
There you go.
Peace out.
If when life gives you factory runoff and mining chemical pollution, then roll it all up in a ball, mix it with some clay at the riverbed, and make yourself a goddamn 3D lemon.
Yeah. There you are. Compare.
Now, if you enjoyed this episode of The Talking Ass, remember to rate, review, follow the show for more of this weirdness, and share it with a friend, enemy, neighbor, relative, lover even. And press those goddamn internet buttons. Press them hard. Follow, all that jazz. See you next time.